What's up, guys? It's your boy Cameron, back at it with another video series. I know, I'm constantly creating video series. There's a lot of things that I want to do that I kind of want to get started doing, but I have no clue where to start or what to do. So this will be episode 1 of a new series. So this is episode 1 of my Road to Gold Nova series on my second account. I'm going to try to explain what I was thinking in these clips while also trying to go over some tips that I don't get into while playing. I got very focused in this game. So I know that one is still underpass at least, and I keep trying to check and see if they're doing the rotate because I've not played for sight. My teammate dies connector. I try to push connector, get the guy on cat, and I throw this smoke because I think the guy is connector, and I'm going to try to confuse him and make him think that I'm not watching that any longer. So then I get the lucky shot mid, but this is kind of some tips to help silver players who are looking to get better and go to these YouTube channels who have these videos out. In my experience, a lot of like the pro level tips that they're gonna give you on like the VOO videos and stuff like that, they're not really gonna apply to someone who's silver because you don't have that kind of understanding of mechanics yet, or you don't have whatever down. So this is kind of just a guide, beginner's guide, whatever you want to call it, on how to get better at CS and how to get out of silver. And so yeah, what's some beginner tips and stuff like that that I've got just to throw out that will immediately make you a better player? Number 1 is, well, watch your economy. Something that a lot of people have trouble understanding is that in CSGO, your money is not your money, it's your team's money, and that's something that Warral points out in his economy guides, and while they're great, they are a little too complex for beginning players. So my overall decision is, or not decision, but my overall advice is, if you've got money and your teammates have money, you're straight to buy. If you don't have money and your teammates don't have money, you're not going to buy. If a couple of you have money, but not all of you have money, some of you should drop. Now, I'm not saying you should make yourself go broke to buy another player a gun, but... So, I've muted the audio here. What I was trying to get at is, don't waste your money whenever you're going to be the only one buying. Try to buy for your team and get your team built up, and try to focus on more or less like the overall game rather than a couple of rounds or getting a frag here and there. If you can afford an op and armor, but 2 of your teammates are running, you know, a 5-7 with no armor and a grenade, you probably should buy your teammates at least an SMG. If you've got a kit, just stick it. I mean, that's instantly, like that situation, if he would have just stuck it there, the guy would have never known that, you know, he was defusing, but he didn't stick it for some reason. So what I'm trying to get at here is, most of the time whenever you're actually sticking in the lower ranks, a lot of people will think you're faking, and you can get away with the defuse in a lot of the situations. So let's look at this round. I have 4,600, yellow's got 6, purple's got 21, orange's got 38, and blue had somewhere in the ballpark of 3,500. So my first immediate economy tip, if you know they're going to have AKs and ops, don't buy the helmet. It's a complete waste. I got to kind of go into a complete rant here about helmets being a complete waste and why I bought this round. But another CSGO tip I guess I have for the people who are looking for one with the economy is not buying a helmet can afford. And while it's good to have the ability to buy and purchase nades like flashbangs and stuff like that, don't buy full utility if you're just going to A, spam it at the beginning of the round, or B, die with it. You never want to die with full utility, and some rounds you're not going to use all your grenades, and that's perfectly fine. But some rounds you're going to throw all your grenades at the beginning of the round and get no use out of your 2 flashbangs and Molotov you bought. Like right there, I'm going to drop my teammate the M4 because he needs one. And see. Just going to completely waste it for some reason. And here something I'm doing is wasting a nade. I thought a guy was up top because of the decoy, so that $50 decoy costed our side $300, so that's a $250 positive. And you guys are probably going to question why I fall back ladder. Well, there's a spot here where you can watch for a boost player, and also because if I push up mid, there's a chance of someone being up there still waiting for the lurk or whatever you want to call it. So in my opinion, on CT side, if you're not doing too well that game, my best advice is just to fall back and try and hold sides. One under going back Ash, one is off. Okay, so this is something I'm really going to recommend for a lot of silvers. I go here to try and get the crossfire on my teammate, and as you can see when I peek out, there is one watching the top of the stairs. And something I notice a lot of silver players do is they try to peek that, but not the way I did where I was running away, but where they try to do it in a way that they can out-peek the opper. I really got lucky with that kill, but I really also got lucky escaping my op. But yeah, if you're ever in a situation where an opper's holding an angle and you have the chance to fall back, because in my opinion, if I wouldn't have fell back there, my teammate would have been pushed by the opper, or the guy from Cat would have jumped up apps or something. Well, it's nice to get the pick. If they did try to save there, 2 rifles is better than 1, so always try to make it where you're defending the actual site rather than going for picks in the lower ranks.
Come on, chop, chop.
And you guys are going to notice a lot of moments where it's cutting or no audio. That's because I'm suffering an upper respiratory infection right now, so I'm coughing real bad. So I'm trying to cut out all the coughs I can. And what I'm about to do here, while not being necessarily a mistake, is not something I recommend a lot of silver or lower ranked players or people with bad aim to do. And yeah, fuck it.
Let's go.
Now I got a new name for the series, Solo Q to Gold Nova. Can I get 2 accounts to Gold Nova, or did I get carried? I'm low-key getting carried now, so this probably wouldn't count, but... One CT. That's one CT. Nice. So why, in my opinion, is this a bad thing? A lot of people can't hit shots, and the deagle is definitely a weapon that rewards 1 digs and stuff like that. So the $700 waste could be spent on something like a Tech 9, a P250 or something like that could still get you that first round headshot, like 1 tap, and can do damage to decent armor for your opponents that are going to just pay the $650 first round to get armor. And I know I said don't waste your grenades and stuff like that in the second round or first chance I get on T side to use a nade, I waste it. I was really just trying to get my stats up there. Also, let's talk about this play here. Not only do I get the dude with a, I think that's through the wall, but not only do I get the guy mid, I've noticed mid on Mirage is a very good deagle spot for me. I do not know that there's just one left, and I keep checking my catwalk to see if a player's coming behind, and whenever I do realize that there's just one, and he's on A, I'm going to go B. Or you're a psycho bitch. And by the way, I always thought the open the door thing was for Walter Jr. from Breaking Bad. I didn't know it was like a separate guy. So there I know he's got a Mac 10 and probably the same amount of health as me, and in my opinion a better aim, so I'm going to try to go behind and catch him on the rotate. But as you can see here, I go to peek market, and guess what? He doesn't peek market. He actually goes catwalk And I think, well, since he's going A, I'm going to rotate back to B, hit him with the old switcheroo.
This dude's a fucking bot.
I am planting the bomb.
Now I'm going to fall back to old reliable, this little head glitch on the aisle, but I think, hey, he went catwalk to rotate to A, he can go catwalk to rotate back to B, and that's probably what he's going to do. So at this moment, I realize I'm going to shift forward towards that, and I'm just going to wait for him to come through the door, and eventually he never does. So what I end up doing is trying to jump on the sofa to make his aim a little bit off where he'll have to flick up towards me. I hear him go for the defuse, but immediately after he starts to walk, this is one of those situations where if I didn't hear a defuse sound, or not a defuse sound, if I didn't hear a walking sound, I probably would have peeked back out, but the instant steps just... Also, not to spoil the game, but at the end of the round, or not the round, but at the end of the actual game, I ended up having around 24 enemies flashed. Just trying to get those extra MVP star points or whatever for the CSGO algorithm, trying to rank up. Another thing I want to talk about is I low-key come back in this game, like kills-wise, and overall just like general, I guess, feel about the game. I've noticed the more fun you have and the more you kind of like try to do things that feel right to you rather than just like play the game really help at a lower level. That way you're not just constantly trying to feel like you're dragging the match out or like playing it professionally. If you have a little bit of enjoyment, you can kind of bring it back. Oh my god, I'm trash! But fast forwarding 2 rounds, I want to go over a position that I see myself coming into often, and I really need to work on. So most maps on T side, I will play lurk. I can play entry frag, but I prefer lurk. And this is me trying to lurk and get behind the enemies. I throw a random smoke out there to make them think we're just silvers using util, mess up a flash, no big deal. And last round, or the last 2 rounds, they've had a guy push T-ramp into T-spawn. So I'm going to sit up here with the deagle and wait for a push and try to get the nice one-tap.
I'm pushing T-ramp.
Now, as soon as I said that, what actually happened is the guy jumped off Palace and ran back towards Connector. My teammates planted B, so now I'm A-ramp. I have 2 teammates on B with the bomb planted, 1 guy top mid. And now I kind of need to clear sight, 1 in Connector, or maybe a sniper's nest, and I kind of need to go through. So here I am trying to slowly clear because these guys play weird. In Silver, you're not going to get a lot of like normal plays, I would call it. You get a lot of people who just kind of play straggler. And here I know a teammate, or not a teammate, but an enemy is on the site, and I get the nice little one-tap body shot. So last round, I had to cut the last like 3 or 4 rounds as it just became they would all push mid and our teammate with the op would kill them. I think I got
for the
3
carry.
kills over the last 5 rounds. But,
Anytime.
You went off, my man. I'm sitting here trying to, I guess, compliment my teammate. I mean, he did carry us. He had double my kills, and I was second on the leaderboard. Yeah, a couple of tips I got before the video ends on what to look at or what to do, quote unquote, in CS is don't get frustrated. The game is very like time oriented. Like the longer you play, the better you'll get at it. Don't worry about your aim now or your spray control. Just have fun and enjoy the game, and hopefully I can make more guide videos and lead you guys towards actually getting out of silver. Anyways, guys, it's been Cameron, and I'll see y'all around.